Okay, mic check 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you can hear the mic, everyone. It's the stupidest question in the world, but okay. Hello, hello, hello. All right, we'll start in a few minutes, everyone. And we are streaming on YouTube today. I think I'm going to start streaming everything. I wish there was I wish I had a separate computer that I could do my streaming on. I have to redo the whole office. If I redo the whole office and hang a laptop on a wall, then I could do it. We'd have to hang a monitor, which would be not that hard to do. All right. What time is it? We're ready to go, pretty much. Welcome, everyone, to the Pro Trader and Plus and the Market Open and ISM Manufacturing. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director at 10 Minute Trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. It's possible to lose money trading futures. All right, let me get my platform going. Yeah, Francis, I could. My biggest issue is I don't have anywhere to put it. That's the problem. I need to just redo my whole office. I just don't have the energy, and the markets are lousy right now. So, what's going on in these markets? The VIX is up, tariffs are illegal, which everyone knew and no one wanted to do anything about. Now it's a court case. Congress is supposed to set tariffs. That's the way the law says it works. Doesn't take a genius to see that. So there is a bipartisan, that word almost doesn't have any meaning, congressional bill that would impose a 10% minimum tariff with stiffer rates for China. Uh, let's see what else is going on. Anybody who wants to chime in, why are the markets so horrible this morning? Give me your opinion. What's your opinion? Why the markets are so lousy? All right, let me get the stream volume turned off. Okay, everything seems to be working. Is there a Putin-Xi meeting right now? I didn't see that. I'm not hearing anything about it. What does OVN mean? What's OVN? Overnight? I'm not seeing a single word about it in the news. That's weird. All right. All right. Looking at Right now I'm looking at the NQ, looking at the YM. Let's get started. Everybody, get your time in sync, okay? I shouldn't have to remind everybody every single trade room, although I should, I guess, because we have new people. So put your computer in sync by going to the website. Time is. All right? Not that complicated. Just go time.is. It will try to put your computer in sync. All right? It will try to put your computer in sync. Most of the time, it will say your computer is in sync. All right? And that's what you want to do. Put your computer in sync. If your computer is not in sync, in the trade room, there's a file folder. It says Files. Download the program D4 Time. D4 Time. And that will put your computer in sync. All right? That will put your computer in sync. If you run the program, you got to run the program. When you run the program, it brings up a screen. Looks like this. You press the Sync Now button a couple of times. You'll see the synchronized line change. Then you close D4 Time. Go back to time.is and check your sync from a fresh, brand new browser. Fresh, brand new browser. Okay? That's the way to do it. So, yeah, Kerry, I think the news is tariffs. That's why the markets are negative. It's the total confusion once again in the markets. Total confusion. All right. We are trading the open this morning. Have a different setup. I'm going to try on the YM this morning. Going to do a range trade. Let me explain the setup. And thanks to Langford for a lot of bit of conversation. And today, in my opinion, not a bad day to do a breakout. You have a tremendous amount of pent up energy and orders waiting for the open, and a lot of negativity at the open. So you could get a gap part of a gap fill to the upside. But generally, I do like market opens after a holiday weekend, after the weekend, after tariff news. It sometimes helps the market open to just move in one direction initially. It's not a guarantee, but I like it. Uh-huh, I like it. Uh-huh. What song is that? Uh-huh, I like it. Anybody? And I do want to welcome our friends on the internet. We are streaming today. A lot of times I forget we're streaming, and I do embarrassing physical things. So I always have to remember that I'm streaming, so I don't do embarrassing physical things. I'm just going to leave it at that. Casey and the Sunshine Band. That was it. That was it. All right. Thank you, Calvin. Calvin, truth. Did you Google it or you knew it? Google or knew? Or Grok, whatever. Let's not be picky. You knew it. Okay. I think that is something that someone would know. If I ask a question, don't Google it. I want to know if you know it. All right? You could Google it after, or you could Grok it, or you could Chat GPT it, whatever, or Gemini it. Does anyone use Copilot? Not that I know of. Anyway, yeah, you're old. You are old. You're young compared to me. Uh, Here's the setup I'm going to use on the YM. You could certainly try it on the MYM if you'd like. I did not test it on the MYM. I'm going to use a range trade. I may not, I might trade in two different accounts this morning because, so you're going to go news trader, you're going to go trade type, and you're going to go range trade. All right. I have a template, so I'm going to I'll load the template after I tell you the setup. The range start time is 9:24:59. Five ticks above, five ticks below the range. Make sure the check show range on graphics is on. Show range graphics chart is on. End of the range, 9:30. Now, if you want to protect profit, like we do when we trade a single contract trade, because look, if you're risking 25 to 30 ticks on the YM open, it's 125 to 165 ticks per contract. So, you're 250 to $300 a trade a day in the morning if you just trade two contracts. That's a lot of risk for the average person in some cases. Now, what we're doing is dedicating a prop account at the moment. We're dedicating a prop account to market opens to track them. And right now we're up about 600. And we've been trading mostly micros, MNQ with YM. That's the way we've been doing it. Most of the time, one contract on the YM. And I'm going to trade two today. I'm going to trade normal. I do, if it hits the first target, break even minus 12. Let's do a break even minus 10. 15 on the first target, 40 on the second. The stop is 25. The stop is 25. I think the stop might be a little bit small, but we'll see how it goes. One more time, the setup. Now, save the template of the setup. Let me give it to you one more time, then save a template. Range start time. So first thing you do, double click News Trader. Turn the trade type into a range trade from a breakout. And then go down to range start time, 9:24:59. Range end time, go up, 9:30. Okay? Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. That just means you have one contract for each position. You want to trade 10 contracts? Position 1 could be a 7, position 2 can be a 3. All right, it's up to you. You got the money, you got the will. Target 1 is 15, target 2 is 40. Target 1 stop move is a feature that if the first target is hit and filled and you're in profit, your stop is going to move to BE break even minus 10 ticks. That's where I'm moving it. And then my stop is 25 ticks. right? 5 ticks above the range, 5 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. Check. Save your template, but before you do that, label the trade YM range open. And choose an account to trade it on. And I'm trading it on my market open account. Okay? Apply it, okay it, put chart trader on the YM on the market open account. I'm also enabling the trade, turning it on. Second thing I'm doing is I'm adding a second setup to the chart. Right click, double click strategies, double click news trader, leave it on, turn it to reverse continue. Just one position this morning. We'll make it a 50 target, a 40 stop. This is a discretionary market re-entry after the open trade is over. Should I decide I want to get back in. Ticks above and below is 5. Honestly thinking ticks above and below at 1, but not today. This is a reverse continuation, just one position, 50 tick target, 40 tick stop. That's all you need for a reverse continue. Label it YM reverse continue and choose the account. I'm trading it in the same market open account. Apply it, okay it, enable it. We're all set on the YM, and then we're doing a MNQ. $09.25. I think we're not near rollover yet. We're getting closer. On my market analyzer, add an instrument, the MNQ 925 days until rollover, another 2 weeks at least until rollover. Plenty of time. MNQ, I have a breakout trade. Let me load my template. I forgot to show everybody how to save their template. Let's go back. Turn off your YM trades for a second. Right click your chart on the YM chart. Click strategies. Highlight range trade. Make sure range trade is highlighted. Go to template. Save. Just start typing. Back arrow. Market open YM range, give it a date. Market open YM range, give it a date. I've already done that. Okay, let's do this. Market open YM range, today's date. Ignore the V8. I like vegetable juice. That gets saved, and now tomorrow when you come in, and you just have short-term memory loss, you can't remember how to trade from one day to another, you can go to template, you can load it, don't forget to okay it, and your template will be there saved. So I'm going to load my MNQ template, right-click strategy, double-click news trader, go to template, load, I'm going to look for my MNQ, market open. I have way too many templates. And the one that I'll use will be August 21st. And we will make a new one, like right now. Right click it and rename it. Today's date. 9/2/25. V8. Don't forget to give it a name. That always helps. At the front, we're going to call it MNQ open. 9/2/25 vegetable juice. And I'm going to load it and it's going to save it also. Breakout trade on the MNQ 929.59, a bracket of 30, targets of 25 and 50. Stop is 125. I don't even think it needs that big of a stop most of the time. I'm always looking to shrink that stop. Should it hit my first target, I'm going to go to break even minus 15 ticks. I want the price well out of the way because we find that it works better if you pretty much leave your stop where it was. So it's a breakout 929.59 30 bracket, 25 and 50 on the targets, 125 on the stop. Target one stop move BE minus 15 to start. Label MNQ open. Right now I'm leaving it where it is. I'm going to set my time to 0 for a minute just to check the bracket management. When you look at a 0 trade with time, 0 time on your trade, it's going to trigger the bracket immediately because the software thinks time has already passed. It's logical, right? Turn off the breakout. I want to be able to manage the trade. I don't want it all scrunched together. Go back to strategy, put the time back to the correct time. 929.59, 30 on the bracket. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Profit target 1 is 25, profit target 2 is 50. You do not have to use my exact targets. You don't have to use anything I use if you don't like my setup. And I'm not trying to be facetious. This is a market open and they are very changeable. BE minus 15 on the target one stop move. This setup's been good though. BE minus 15 on target one stop move. 125 on the stop at the moment. We checked our time at 0, so now I'll put the account into account number 15, apply it, okay it. I'm trading them both in the same account. In answer to your question, in my market open account, it does allow 2 or 3 contracts. I do trade them in the same account, Gary. As long as if you're trading in cash, you have to have enough margin in the account. It's funny, the open, they don't raise margins at the opens. They'll raise margin for an earnings report, which I totally understand it. But the opens are pretty volatile, as is the close. And look, I don't want to give them any ideas, but they don't raise margins for these. Right click, we're going to add an MNQ reverse continuation, double click news trader. We're going to turn it to reverse continuation. Position 1 is going to be a 2, just a 2 contract simple trade. Also go for 50 ticks. I think we get a dramatic open this morning. Doesn't mean it's going to work as a trade, but I think it's going to move. 75 tick stop on the reverse continuation, 50 target. Just a discretionary trade after the open trade is over. Label it MNQ, reverse continue. I don't know what that is. Now, I think it's a real possibility as a trade for the market open. That would be a YM magnet to the low side. The negative is that it made new low, new low, new low, new low moments ago, half hour. But there's so much downward pressure this morning that you're going to get a big opportunity for hitting that low. Okay, Calvin says if you get to a paid account, be careful trading two instruments in one account. That's good advice. They might deny payouts for hedging. So if you're trading in a master account or in a, anybody's paid funded accounts, don't trade two instruments in one account. Might be a good piece of advice because they will try to not pay you, which is their legal right. So, Rudy Giuliani, I had to say something. That's all I'm going to say. Rudy Giuliani. That's it. Nothing else needs to be said. All right, watching the price. Watching the price. MNQ is down. YM is down. I don't know what's going to happen on the open. Oh, you know what? I wanted to trade my MNQ in our cash account. Let's do that. MNQ, putting it in our cash account. Well, I love tracking our opens, but I did say I would put I need to figure out a way to track it. Otherwise, I have to do it manually. I hate tracking manually. But I know there's a lot of people that are trading in their cash accounts. And they would like us to trade in our cash accounts when they trade in their cash accounts. At times, so I do like the market opens. I like them. We've made quite a bunch of money in our cash account over the past couple of months. We don't trade it a lot, but we made a couple of $1,000 or close to it on earnings. I love earnings for the cash account. I traded the open yesterday, Nitin. The YM, this trade worked. Target one. I don't like thin, Calvin. Is there not a Bitcoin future there is no Bitcoin future that seems to be tradable that I've seen. Now, notice what's happening on the YM, folks. A range is being calculated with orders 5 ticks above the range and 5 ticks below. So the reverse continuation, and you have to turn it off to turn it on. You cannot edit the software if you're enabled. So I'm turning off my reverse continuation. Right click the chart, click on strategies, double click it. Make sure the reverse continuation is highlighted. Default on trade type is breakout. So you must change it to reverse continue. That's it. And then all I'm doing is position one is 2 MNQs, target one is 50, and then a stop, 75. Make sure you choose an account for it. I have an account chosen, and label it, and then apply it and OK it, and that's all you got to do. All you need for a reverse continuation is a position, a target, and a stop. You're not going to use target one stop move in a one position trade because if you hit your target, the trade's over. Oops. I had my, how many times has this happened to you where you have your keyboard, your shift lock key on? I think I tried to boot my Ninja like 20 times, and then they wouldn't allow me to boot it. They wouldn't allow me to log on. All right, I am watching. I dropped my laptop this morning. I think I broke it. It's really acting strangely. It's a Windows 10 laptop. I think I can put Windows 11 on it. I'm absolutely amazed how long this laptop's been working, and it works better than my newer one, which I can't get CNBC to stream on it for some reason. I don't know why. And CNBC works on this little old laptop beautifully. 20 seconds. Yeah, MBT is Bitcoin. BTC is Bitcoin. XRP is an ETF. So our orders are going to show up in a few seconds. Okay, immediate profit on the NQ in our cash account. Instant. Instant. YM no fill yet. I can't believe it won't hit the first target. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Push down, hit the first target. YM definitely does not open the same way that the NQ. First target hit, I'm streaming, expanding my target to the low. I mean, not, all right, so it pulled back on me. I think on the YM, you got to do the same thing with your stop and keep it out of the way. So I'm turning off my MNQ open. I think it's going to test the low. I'll take a scalp right there for $150 total profit on the YM. 37.50 on the micros in cash. Definite move to the downside this morning. Turning off all opens, not the reversals, but the range gets turned off and the market open gets turned off. Two perfect trades. Thank you, Langford, for suggesting the range trade. I do think the breakout would have worked this morning. Did anyone try the breakout? Who traded real money and prop money this morning? Let's get a, when you're done trading, let's get a report. See why I like these pent up opens are my favorites. Pent up opens. I had my chart on the wrong account when I first started for the MNQ. That's why we didn't see the orders initially. I didn't have it on cash. Now that is a mystery. That is a mystery, Nitin. Why would the chart freeze? I don't understand that. What company were you using? And you got frozen charts or orange orders? Way to go, Roz. Francis, very nice, Francis. By the way, Francis is our challenge winner, one of them. Everybody should congratulate Francis. He sent a phenomenal email and a great picture, which most of you have probably seen. And he did not win because I like him. He won because he earned it. And that's the truth. Roz, you won a challenge, didn't you? Roz, didn't you win a challenge in the very beginning? I believe you did. Sander, nice MNQ. So, Nitin, I would send them an email and I would want an answer. I'd want to know why that froze. I would send them, I'd create a ticket and ask them why their data feed froze on you. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. The market wasn't that fast. We'll look at the video, and I'm at a loss. Absolutely at a loss. Calvin, Calvin. Will you share your revenge trade and explain it to people, or do you want to wait and let me do it? Would you rather I do it? If you email me your revenge trades one more time, I know you've emailed them to me 50 times. I haven't written them down. Email me your revenge trades, and I'll go over them with the room this week. Any of the revenge trades that you like, send me a quick email, and I'll set up some templates and test them a little bit. Yeah, yep. The concept is lots of contracts, very small target. Very small target. All right, so the market had some good negative, stole the idea from Nitin. That's great. Stealing trading ideas is the way life works. Everybody steals trading ideas. Everyone. So the market open, do you have a YM market open revenge trade? Do you have a market open YM revenge trade? No, you like the NQ revenge trade. So what's the time? What's the time of the trade? What time do you trigger it? And is it's a breakout, right? It's a breakout. All right. So everybody on YouTube, let me put in a link for YouTubers. If you like what you see, why not join with us, become a member, and your data won't be delayed. On YouTube, there is a slight latency, and that could affect a trade, right? It could. You could have a losing trade because you're too slow getting your orders in. Hey, we have to stay here, you guys, for ISM manufacturing. So I'll tell you what, YouTube, let's keep the stream going. We'll stick around for ISM manufacturing. I'm turning off all my trades. Let's get cracking. ISM manufacturing. There is a 9:45 event before ISM manufacturing. It's called final manufacturing. They're expecting 53.3. It usually does not do much to the market. One more time, I'm going to say this. Somebody has a trade for the global dairy price index and the milk auctions, and I don't know what the trade is. And I'm not trying to be cute. I know there's a trade out there for the grains, milk futures, or cow futures. One of the trades, something's moving on that news. I can't find it. All right, so for ISM manufacturing, let me start a new video. So type in the setup, Calvin. Type in the setup for everyone so people can mess around with it. Not mess around with it, test it. People can test it. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trader and Plus ISM Manufacturing. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director at 10 Minute Trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. It is possible to lose money trading futures. All right. What's the time? The time is the key. The time is the key. What's your activation time? And I'm assuming it's a breakout, right? Okay. ISM Manufacturing. Let's take a look at the DMM. ISMs, I did an unbelievable amount of testing. An unbelievable amount of testing. I don't mean a target. Did I say target? What's the activation time? What's your activation time? Thanks, Cal. Here's the deal, folks. ISM Manufacturing, today's going to be tougher because the market's so negative. I think this is an important report, and it will still create movement in gold, YM, and we've been watching. I did a new test on the yen, 6J0925. Most of you probably do not have the yen in your accounts. So let me show you how to put it in your accounts. It's very easy. Go to Tools, go to Instrument List, click on the word Futures, click on Add, 6J space 09-25. It already exists for me. Go to Futures again, click Add. Might as well put in 6J 1225 for the next one. Already exists. If it doesn't already exist, when you hit enter, it'll say nothing. And now the 6J, the yen, $5 a tick will be part of your platform. So the yen had a nice little move over the past 3-4 months on this report. That's how much I tested. Gold has been difficult on this report. Lots of whipsaws. Excuse me. On the gold breakouts. Lots of whipsaws. But not good trap trades. Too much movement on winners. That's a problem. Not using trap trades. Not safe. The yen and the YM, and I do think the yen is less volatile to trade. The YM was very, very fast on a couple of the trades and probably would not have been winners because of the speed, especially when what we see in prop accounts. So ISM manufacturing is a family money trade because when there's a breakout for all, which happens, you get a really good move and a nice profit. But it is a risky report because of its nature. So I wouldn't bet the house on it. It's not a bet the house trade. The yen setup is a breakout going to trigger at 9:59.59. And what I'm going to do is trade two separate prop accounts, yen and YM, to test these setups, all right, to trade these setups. The bracket is 15. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. On the yen, I've got 15 and 25 on my targets. The stop is 30. And I'll go to break even minus 10 if it hits the first target. I'm going to label it breakout 6J. Right now it's on sim. I just want to watch the market for a moment on the final manufacturing. Final manufacturing was a tiny bit lower than expected. Not much of a move on the YM to speak of. Little bit. Not a gigantic move on gold to speak of. All right. Yet. We do not bother trading those 945 reports anymore. We tried. It's not worth it most of the time. Every now and then you might get a move. More often than not, no. All right, so we have our news ready for ISM. Remember, I'm also always listening to the news in my headset using Squawk. So our 6J, our yen, 959.59 breakout trigger. The bracket is 15. Targets of 15 and 25 with a stop of 30. Break even minus 10. If it hits the first target, I labeled the trade breakout 6J. And then I always test my brackets with 0 time. Okay, I test my brackets with 0 time. And see what I mean? I don't want to trade the bracket if I can't see it. I don't want to trade the bracket if it's all scrunched up like that. That's all I'm doing is managing the bracket so I could also see as many indicators as possible. Right click. Now I'm going to put the yen back on its regular time. Bracket of 15, target of 15 and 25, BE minus 10 on a target 1 stop move and a stop loss of 30. Trading it in a prop account. I'll trade it in a brand new one, 22, brand new. Today there was an incredible sale, like I think it was $13 on Bolinox. I think this account is 15. That's the setup. We've tested everything. I just want to make sure we're in the right place. So it's on 22. There it goes. Now, I am going to set up the YM breakout on my YM chart. I'm not trading gold on this today because gold is the most difficult instrument. It is a family money trade with the YM and the 6J. Okay. Both of them, sometimes the issue is very fast fills that could be problematic in a prop account. That's the big risk. But over the past 5 months, the movement has been tradably good. The yen to me was less risky, less volatile, and had a little bit more manageable movement. I like the yen setup. It's brand new. Years ago, we used to trade the yen all the time on news, all the time. It usually moves in the opposite direction of the US indexes, usually. 959.59 on our YM, bracket of 15. Also, the setups are very similar. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1, targets of 15 and 30 on the YM, stop of 35 on the YM. I'll do the same label, breakout YM. I always do the same labeling. Right now my charts are on sim. I'm going to set the time to 0. Put the chart on sim so we see the test of the breakout. Spread it a little bit so it's manageable. All right, we'll leave it there for the start of the trade. So our YM, we now have to put the time back. 9:59.59. Choose the account. And right now these accounts have not passed, so I'm going to trade in both accounts. In one account, sorry, I mean. Apply it, okay it. Put my chart trader on the account I'm trading, which we haven't used this morning. And I would like a gold chart for an after the news move, so I'm going to add a third chart just to be crazy. Just making a gold chart off to the right. GC 1225, and I'm setting up a reverse continue on that chart. Right click strategy, double click news trader, reverse continue, just one position. We'll do a 25 tick target. We'll use a 25 tick stop. So position 1 is a 1, target's 25, stop is 25. This is strictly for after the news if there's an opportunity, okay? And everything I'm going to trade in the same account at the moment, and that will be GC reverse continue. If you want to reduce your risk and you want to practice with your after the news trades, use MGC and trade it with 2 contracts. MGC 1225 is a great instrument to trade. It moves really well. It's got good liquidity for these types of trades. Then when you turn on your reverse continue, you get your button, instant long, instant short. That's what puts you in the trade. Just make sure your account matches, okay? Tradably good is like magically delicious. Yes, it is. It's not a true 100% family money trade because there's risk because of the history of the way the report behaves. But it often does offer good profits. and it has a good history of offering good profits. The past year has been more difficult, and that's why it's tradably delicious and not magically perfect. Just to give you a quick idea of the kind of testing that I usually do, I run a lot of replays. I look and I use the ruler and I could look at spikes, but I love to run replays because I've been doing this so long, I can look at a replay and I can almost always tell if it would have been a profitable replay or not, if it's super fast. So this was back in May, and this was the yen. All right, this was the yen in May. So you could see the candle was like a whippy fill. The stop was well enough, easily big enough to maintain the whippy fill. And then it really was not all that frightening to trade considering it's a major news report. It goes, hits the first target, and then it gives you the opportunity to move your second target for a profit. Then in June, you have the yen. Excuse me. It was a pretty slow fill in June. Took its time, but watching the video is a reminder that took 2 minutes. Be patient if you get filled with the yen. Wait a few minutes for the trade to work, especially if you can move your stop to safety. Move your stop to break even if you don't want to be patient. Then July 1st, the yen, very fast move. That could have been, believe it or not, a problem trade. Even though it was a great move, it was so fast, people might have gotten filled at the bottom of their candles. We don't want trades quite that fast. Then the last month, it was a pretty solid yen move. And it went to the second target. So I like the yen testing. All right. I like the yen testing. The YM testing did very similar testing. We don't have a lot of time. I'll just show you one of them. YM in August. Also a whippy candle that survives because of the bracket, and it was a good move. Very tradable. Then in July, failure. That was a stop. Every test isn't going to be a winner, and I want to see losers when I test. I don't want to test and have every test be a winner. I'd rather see 3 winners and a loser on the most recent one. That's my favorite kind of testing. 3 winners and a loser, and the loser is the most recent one. I love that the most because A, you have good testing, B, you have a good probability. Now, you see what the problem with the YM is. Very fast movement, not as fast as the yen is slower, and in my opinion, a better move because of the speed. That's why I like the yen better. It did not move so fast that fills were a big issue. The YM definitely fills are more problematic. So that's why I like the yen setup a little bit better. A lot better. I like the yen better. You do sometimes have to wait for the movement to go in the direction of the trade. Don't forget a couple of things that are important. When you enable a trade, you get your break even button and you get your combine button on the top of your charts. Those buttons are very simple. The break even button, BE, if you're in a profitable trade, will move your stop to break even plus one tick. That's the default. Remember when we trade one contract trades and we have those two items we adjust? If the market moves X ticks and then the other item, move your stop to break even plus X ticks, that second item, move your stop to break even plus X ticks, programs the break even button. So if that should be break even 10, move your stop to break even 10 ticks. The break even button is not break even plus 1, it's break even plus 10. What we want to see on the ISM report is a breakout for all. I think the news is going to be negative. That's my personal opinion. Brackets right now, not a very strong, very nice YM trade. I'm going to let the yen fill because I've seen slow. I'm canceling the yen. Canceling the yen. Canceling yen. Canceling yen. Nice profit. Nice profit on the YM. All right. Very nice. Worked perfectly. Yen. Let's watch and see if it keeps going up. It's not really the right direction. But today the yen is working in the direction of the markets. I'm turning off my YM breakout. YM breakout is off. Yen breakout is off. All right. We do have a gold scalp trade if we want it. Right? We have a gold scalp trade if we want it. I didn't think the YM would move quite as well as it moved today. We could have had a YM scalp trade also. Interestingly, gold, and the reason I didn't want to trade gold on this report, I didn't watch the behavior of gold. It's a lot more ticks than it looks like. It's a lot more ticks than it looks like. There's a lot of news coming out on this report. All the news, what's interesting is prices are lower. That the market likes. But manufacturing is way down, way down, way down. Gonna have to see why the market's liking this data. Gonna have to see why the market's liking this data. We'll hear the analysis. Right now, the market's liking the data. We know the NQ moves on this report. We have not liked the testing with the NQ. Today, the NQ candle at 10 o'clock looks like it was a one direction burst. Looks like a one direction burst on the NQ. A lot of ticks, 195 tick candle. Now, I'm not saying I know for sure where the candle was exactly when the news was released. I don't without doing a deeper dive. All right. Another 100 for Francis. Francis trades cash. Cash is king. Because Francis could take $200 out of his account today if he wanted to. That's why cash is king. Folks, a good start to the week. A good start to the week. I did a lot of testing this weekend. Looks like, the yen might have pushed up for a winner. Okay? Might have pushed up for a winner. I have to just trust my own advice. Wait on the yen. Wait. That was my advice. Wait on the yen. Okay? All right, everyone. Any questions? Any questions? Yeah, send me your screenshots. Send me your tired. Send me your poor. Send me your screenshots. All right. Send me your tired. Send me your poor. Send me your screenshots. Thank you, Nitin. Nitin has some of the craziest outcomes as well as some really nice winners. As well as some really nice winners. Calvin, that is such a old old man thing to say, right? Take losers on sim account to show wife. Sorry, no shopping today. Oh my God, Calvin. I can't believe you actually put that in writing. All right, everybody. Internet, YouTubers, thanks for streaming. Hit the like button. Definitely, if you're streaming on YouTube, hit the notification bell. You'll know when we're streaming for the rest of the week. And I'm going to shut the stream. I thank you all for joining with us. I think I'm going to stream a lot more going forward. Um, in the nude. In the nude. That's the plan.